Okay, so now we're going to talk about these environmental hazards. And, as I said, for the two Macalodar, I put a ton of creativity and imagination in this for you, just to give you an awesome dungeon crawl. Probably one of the most deadliest ones you've ever experienced. So in creating this, I have environmental hazards. So we're going to go over some of these. And I was really excited to share these with you because I don't know if you've ever seen anything quite like this. So we're going to use a few of our heroes here to demonstrate these. So let's get Justin. I'm going to use your girl here. This is an awesome backer, Justin Boham. Saying your name right. This is Lauretta Nightweave, and she's the battle mage in the game. So let's say that Lauretta was. Should I get all that? That should be good, right? Okay, so she's here. This is one of them is the Sanctuary of Bats. So this sanctuary where Calidar created all this up has a bunch of vampire bats here. So on her turn, heroes have 2 actions in the game. She's going to roll. Wait, I'm sure you guys remember that, right? From the Kickstarter. Still got this. So she has a base movement of 2 plus a d6. She gets a 6. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So she would go 1, 2, no action to open a door. 2, 3, 4, 5. She would stop there. Notice the red spots. This is where you have to test an attribute. Like right now, these bats are flying around. So in each of these chambers, you're going to have to test one of your attributes. I don't have her hero card on me, so I'm sorry, but they're all the same, like for the attributes. So you're going to have to test hide. This is N1. So let's say Loretta's is 2. What you have to do is this. This is going to be, this one is 14. So you have to take a d20, and you have to, hide. You're going to test your hide to make sure that these vampire bats don't attack. So she would roll. She would get a 5. Of course, 5 and 2 is 7, so she would fail that. And what happens is the vampire bats are going to attack. You're going to have a little reference card or sheet so you can look at all this. So, just know that you're going to have something to refer to everything. So what you do is a vampire bat it'll do 1 damage and drain you for 1 essence. You take a d3 and you roll. So this d3 represents how many bats bit Lauretta. So right there it was just 1, so she'd lose 1 health and 1 essence. If 3 came up, that means 3 bats bit her, loss of 3 health, 3 essence. This is going to be very laid out nicely on this reference sheet. So you see, that's how that one works. Let's go up here to, this one's right at the start, because the siege tile is right here. So you're meted right by the Pit of Agony. We're going to get him out of here for this. And we're going to get Sir Brennus for this demo. So the Pit of Agony, and this is what I wanted to do for people. When you start out, you have 3 ways you could get into the dungeon deeper. You can go across the Pit of Agony. You could try to do the Labyrinth of Solitude, or you could go through Sanctuary of Bats. Yes, I made this very tough for you guys because I love things like this. So you're going to have to choose one way. But what the Pit of Agony is, if you notice, there's like this here, like I created this, well, Damien painted it, and in the blueprint, there's like this chamber has just been ripped, like there's a big chasm there. These right here are ropes. So what you have to do is you have to test strength. So let's say that Sir Brennus rolled and he got a 2. His base movement is 2, so he has 4 movement. So he'd go 1, 2, and he has to test his strength to cross that. This one is actually 13. Let's get his hero card. And we see his strength is 2. So he can add 2 to this roll to, cross the Pit of Agony. He is actually going to, make sure you grab a rope and swing across. Green arrows mean that's where you're going to come out at after the challenge. So let's see, he would roll 4. He would fail. So the thing is, he actually fell in there, and this one in particular is a D4. So you would roll a D4 to see how much damage he took. 2. He took 2 damage from that. So that is the Pit of Agony. And I hope you guys are liking these. It's a very, very fun board to play, very hard. So I just hope you enjoy this. let's head over here to oscillating pendulums. Okay, this one, we're going to move him out of the way. Let's get another one of our heroes. Let's get Michael's hero, Halloum. Oscillating pendulums is, we saw we had to test hide in the sanctuary of bats, strength in the pit of agony. This one, you have to test wisdom. And I know some people might be thinking, well, why not agility? The way I think of this is, these pendulums are moving in this weird, complex pattern. And you have to use your wisdom to study this before crossing. Okay? So, let's say Halloum's there. I'm going to take the D6. So she has a 4. She's the rogue, so she has already a base movement of 4 plus the roll of a D4. So that's 8. So it would go 1, 2, and now, these pendulums are all swinging. So we have to test wisdom, and this one is also 14. And let's look at her card. And her card for wisdom is 0. So this is going to be a very hard challenge for her. 8. For this, it would be another D3. So you would roll a D3 and see how much damage she took. So 2, she'd take 2 damage, and then there's another test you have to do. So let's see if she would pass this one. 10. So nope, she would have to take another damage. So right there, that's 1. So she took 3 damage. And of course, if you have movement left, you would keep going. And understand, if you end on this, you don't have to test when you're moving off. It's only when you're moving on to this. You guys might be saying already, Mr. Groovis, these are really tough. Hey, I am the self-proclaimed king of dungeon crawls, and I absolutely love making this for you. And it's going to be a pleasure to watch you play this in the videos and hear what you think about this. Okay, so on to that. So that's 3 down, 3 to go. Here is another cool one here. Let me get the camera here. This is the Black Rock Viper Pit. And let's get Kang's hero here, Faith. And what this one is actually, you have to test agility on this one. And if you know anything, I created the lore and all these creatures, and this is one of the lesser monsters in the game, Black Rock Viper. And they come from, if we look over there, probably can't see it, but there's a place called the Crags, way south of Avalon, and that's their origins. They came out of the Crags. And so what we're going to do is, she has to cross. She has to pick one of these beams, and she has to cross there without, she has to test her agility, like her balance, to get across without falling in. Same thing as you notice, it has the green exit arrows. That's where you would exit if she would fall in. So she'd roll for base movement. She has base movement of 2. She has 2 and 2 is 4. So she'd go 1, 2. She's going to stop there. And this one right here is a 13. So we'll see. And she has, let's get her hero card. She has got a agility of 1. So she could add 1 to this. And remember, as you level up, these are going to become easier because as you level up, these are going to go up. So this dungeon will, you'll get more acclimated to these as you level up. So we could add 1 to her roll here to see if she would fall in. And God, these heroes are not doing too good today. She has 2. Of course, she would fall in. If you remember, just like the bats, so you can remember this easily, a Black Rock Viper will do 1 damage, and it will take 1 of your essence away. So we roll a D3, and whatever the result is that's how many Black Rock Vipers bit her. So she rolled 2, so 2 of the Black Rock Vipers bit her, and then you would exit her there. Okay? I hope you're enjoying this. It's really so exciting to finally share this with you, and I've just been wanting to do it, but I've been busy, of course, putting the game together. So 4 down, 2 to go. We're going to go over here to the Noxious Vapor Chamber. And again, we have to say, Damien, look, it's just amazing, his work on the recreation of this. And so what happens here is that I came up with these gargoyles, and they're breathing out, at certain points they're breathing out this noxious, this deadly gas. And so we will get, let's get Zeke. Zeke here, and so Zeke is going to try to cross here. So I hope you can see that. Go back there. Okay, so this one here is you're going to have to test willpower. And this is like you have to test your willpower to not breathe this in, like hold your breath and not breathe in the vapors as you are going through this. So base movement of 2 with a D6. So he has a movement of 3. And remember, you have 2 actions, so you can move again, of course. And you can really get through the game pretty quick with that. So he's going to go 1, 2. We're going to wait there. He has to test. Looking at his card, he has willpower is 3. So she should do really good. This one here is 13. So we're going to roll. Look at, he failed too. So what this is you roll a D3, and this is going to be a loss of essence. So he couldn't withstand that fume, he had to take a breath. Picture it that way, 3, that's bad. So he would lose, I'm sorry, it was 3. So you'd go to his hero card, and he would lose 3 essence. Luckily, he has a lot of essence. So he would be down to 9 essence. You see how that works? Finally, right here, the Chamber of Blades. And what the Chambers of Blades is, there's these circular, like blades moving. And so you have to test evade. So let's take our barbarian. So let's say he was here. Base movement of 2, D6, 1, he only got 3. So he would go 1, 2, stop, and this is also 13. So he would roll, and on Mahaliak's card, he has his evade is 2. So it's okay. And what is that, 6? So he also failed that. So he has a 6, and you would roll a D3. Now this is damage. 1. So he took 1 damage, and then he could continue his move. So guys, there is the environmental hazards for the Tomb of Kaladar. I hope you enjoyed this.